Video always starts. So I'm going to say, is it recording? Is the sound okay? I hope so. I think the quality may be a little bad for anyone who's watching, but whatever. If you can hear me and you can hear Wendy, I think we're good. So, hey Wendy, how are you today?
Hey, Will, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. I know we just spoke for 37 minutes, so I won't keep you much longer, but this video, for who's ever
You good?
watching, this video is just an update. Now, Wendy is a client of mine that I picked up back 12 to 14, let's just say 13 months ago, over a year ago. And if you've seen her review, you saw the short-term success, her short-term wins after 3 months, 4 months, working together. It's been a year, it's been over a year. And because what my program provides my clients is a long-term um, win so that they can generate revenue over and over and over again from referral partners, Wendy was nice enough to tell everyone here who's ever going to watch this her little story from when we met, how things were 3 months in, 6 months in, 9 months in, 12 months in, eventually today. Because people really what they want to learn is if they're going to work with me, what's going to happen short term, what's going to happen long term. So Wendy was nice enough to give her experience, and so Wendy, I can leave the floor open to you. I didn't make any notes, so I'm looking at a piece of paper trying to think of things, what would be here, what kind of questions to ask you. But this is an update.
Okay.
There's a previous video that we recorded back in the day. What has changed, and just overall, tell us about your experience working with us.
Well, what's changed since the last video is I'm still continuing to close loans based on the referral partners that I was able to connect with during your campaign last year. So that's pretty much the most important thing right off the bat. I actually have a closing on Wednesday afternoon.
Love
in
it.
2 days.
Love it.
Yeah, that came from a real estate agent that I connected with through your campaign, and she has sent me another client that I'm going to be talking to later this week for a closing in a couple of months for another purchase.
So since last year, you've been receiving realtor referrals, the easiest kind of referrals, trusted referrals, from agents that you met last year, still today, right?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. Yes.
That makes me feel so good. It's been a year and you're still. So I guess one question: how long did it take until you felt like, okay, I have a new referral partner, and then how long did it take until you had six? I think you have 6 or 7 or 8. And then how long did it take you to get your first buck, your ROI, to double it, triple it? Talk to us about that.
Well, I started the campaign, I think, in April of last year, and I immediately had success with talking to real estate agents, connecting with real estate agents through your campaign, getting them on the phone and talking to them about how I was different and how I had tools to share with them to help bring their clients to the closing table. So the first couple months, all my time was spent talking to the real estate agents over the phone. I did receive some leads pretty quickly from a couple of them, but typically what happens is when a real estate agent is just getting to know you, a lot of real estate agents will send you their clients they know darn well can't close for whatever reason. Typically it's credit repair. In my case, that was okay because that's a free service that my partner and I provide anyway. So I was able to talk to these buyers or these clients of these real estate agents and put them on a credit repair plan. So at least these real estate agents know, you gave me somebody that I can't help now, but I put them on the path where you can have a buyer later on. So the first couple of months was spent, pretty much just doing that, talking to people. It took about 6 months to start seeing the real buyers, the ones that I could close, come into the pipeline. So right about the 6-month mark is when my first buyer went into the pipeline.
So, since you've been in the industry for 16 plus years, were you okay with waiting that long to see any action?
Oh, absolutely. And
Why?
I knew that was going to happen. Well, a real estate agent not knowing you, and with everything being online, like everything is today, they're not just going to throw you and have the immediate trust. You have to build a relationship with them first. You have to talk to them initially. You have to share information. You have to follow up with them. You have to build. It's a relationship business, just like pretty much everything is. And so there's no way that any real estate agent is just going to say, hey, okay, I met you for the first time today. Here's all my buyers. So I knew that it was going to take some time to build that rapport so I could get to know them. They could get to know me and see if we were a good fit. So I was expecting about a 6-month turnaround time, and that's pretty much to the day what I got. So that was perfect.
Let's fast forward to today. How many real estate agents are you working with because of our work together? How much revenue have you generated from those leads that you closed from our campaign?
All total revenue?
Lay it all out there.
40,
That's what everyone
40,
is looking for.
$41,537.
How does that make me feel? It's a mixed feeling. Let's switch spots. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking because what did that allow you to do? Like, you mentioned it in a text to me before we did this. It helped you accomplish some goals. What did that financial boost help you accomplish for the last year?
Well, the primary thing that it helped me do is open my own company with my business partner. When I first started with you, I was working for somebody else.
Right.
And Havana and I both were. We're both working for somebody else, and we weren't very happy. So doing this allowed me to go on to the next venture, which was what she and I had spoke about for quite some time, which was opening up our own company. And so we did that, and it was official July 1st of last year.
And so we were running, that was like mid-campaign for us, I think. Yeah.
It was mid-campaign, and the reason that I felt comfortable with doing it is because I've been doing this for a long time, since 2003, and I had a bunch of referral partners here locally. But if you're going to open your own company, you want to have referral partners from other areas of the state as well, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to have a little bit more as far as quality real estate agents. Mm-hmm. Before I took a big step, going from, a salary management position to being, wearing all hats in a company. I wanted to have that confidence, and I was able to do that because it was immediately evident that this campaign was going to accomplish that for me.
And since I love that. So I have butterflies right now. And since then, my program has evolved dramatically. So it's helped my clients, especially the newer loan officers who are a little afraid to go out there into the field. Can you, like, let's pretend like I'm a prospect talking to Will, and I'm thinking about moving forward with him because I've seen all the the positivities. What kind of advice would you give this person so that my program is going to work for them?
So, like, if I was a client, if I was talking to a prospective client of yours,
correct,
what I would tell them?
Yeah, what would you tell them so that, yes, because we don't have to have a discussion that I'm going to do my part. No discussion. I'll do my part. I'll get you the opportunities every single day of the week. But if someone's working with me and they're not sure how to handle the first conversation or a follow-up, what advice would you give them? Since, you made it work.
Well, I think that the thing that I would say, first of all, is just like anything in life, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. We signed up, you did getting, all of these real estate agent connections, and I did my part. I got on the phone, I contacted them, I scheduled a meeting, to the point of sometimes exhaustion. I mean, there were days where I'd have 6 or 7 phone calls in a day, and I was just absolutely toast. But I did it. I just pressed on, and I did my part and made the connections. So I think the number one thing is this is not, there's no miracles, in life. Things don't get handed to you. Mm-hmm. The people that are successful earn their success because they work for it. And, you're going to have to put in some work and do your part. And if you do your part, you're going to be successful. Because the way to be successful in the mortgage business is not to sit there and wait for somebody to call you. It's to build contacts. And what you want to have is you want to have at least a half a dozen, if not more. For me, my number was a half a dozen, and I ended up with 8 quality real estate agents that when they have a buyer, the first person they call is you. That's what you want. And that's what you will get if you put the work into it. It's just make the contacts and just be vigilant and consistent. So I think that would be my number one thing. Mm-hmm. Is just do it. Don't be scared. Don't be worried. Don't be shy about it. You're selling yourself. Don't talk about mortgages because mortgages are boring. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Don't bring real estate agents donuts. Don't ask them to take them to lunch. Don't do any of that. Sell yourself and how you, as a person, and your experience and your products can help your referral partners get their clients to the closing table. That's the only thing that they care about. The only thing.
I want to make one point. You mentioned that you have to put in the work. That's with anything.
Yes. Yep.
Working with anyone, working with me or not, if you want to succeed in the industry, you have to put in the work anyway, no matter what.
Right.
You want to be a top producer, you want to have 8 realtor partners, you want to make $100K, $400K more in a year, $1 million in a year, $2 million a year, you need to put in your part. And so you have to do that anyway. Why would you do it anyway without the back support, using a process that's going to get you opportunities, kind of like myself? And I'm not the only one. There's a ton of people out there. But if you have to do the part, if you have to put in your work anyway, would you agree? It just makes sense to have someone kind of give you the opportunities so that you don't have to do both the marketing and the sales and closing loans and customer service, because you have to do it anyway.
Well, absolutely, I agree. And, and if you're going to be successful, you got to put the work into it, but you got to work smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. For instance, I put a lot of work into Facebook advertising.
Can I pause you for one moment?
Oh,
I have 1%. I have 1% of my computer. I'm going to grab my charger.
Okay, no worries.
One moment.
No worries.
All right, didn't want to lose you there. What were you saying about Facebook?
I was saying you got to put the work in, but you got to work smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money working Facebook ads and Facebook leads. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money working online leads, trigger leads from the credit bureaus, lead buying services. I put my time into those as well, and it was time wasted. Those people aren't serious. Those leads are not serious. They're not true leads, buyer leads. And you got to use some common sense. Where do you get buyers from? Real estate agents. So if you're going to spend your time working a system, it needs to be a system that makes sense to do and is going to get you the end result that you want, which is real estate agents calling you, and that's what you have to do. So I think that would be it. You got to spend your time wisely.
Absolutely. One last question, and Wendy, I'll let you go. What would you say to someone who's already buying Facebook or running Facebook ads or purchasing leads or cold calling, what would you say to them, knowing that you and I have this relationship?
Well, having been there and done that, I would say stop doing that.
And start doing what?
um,
That's what I'm secretly getting at.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't work. I've done it. I've been doing this a long time. I've done it all. They're not viable leads. These leads that you buy, these people have not inquired for mortgages. And if you're buying them, other mortgage brokers are buying them too. And what you're probably finding, if you haven't already, is when you do get somebody on the phone, they're pissed off because you're the fourth call that they've received from other mortgage brokers who have bought the same information. So there's nothing wrong with advertising yourself on Facebook, posting relevant information and LinkedIn and Instagram and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but buying leads just doesn't work. I've probably used a half a dozen services over the years, including some large companies. I've even bought email addresses and have done email campaigns. It just doesn't work. And in order to be successful in the mortgage business, you have to connect with the real estate agents. That's where your business comes from. That and word of mouth. So, you get a real estate agent who sends you a buyer, you do a good job, you close the loan on time, you go to closing, you now have that connection from the campaign, and then you have a seller's agent that you've now just blown away. So now you've got 2 referral partners. Okay, so now those 2 referral partners, now remember how much of a good job you do, and then it goes like this, and it goes like this, and the next thing you know, you've got all these contacts and word of mouth advertising. That's how to be successful in this business, in my opinion.
In your opinion. So did my service help you do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I needed to reach out to real estate agents that I didn't already know in my area. I'm personally licensed just in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can close a loan anywhere in Florida. But my contacts that I had were right here in my town that I live. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to be licensed for the entire state of Florida, you should be able to reach people in other areas of Florida. And that's what happened with your campaign. I was able to reach real estate agents in various different places in the state. And so my closings have been all over the state.
How far? I know you're from Melbourne, Melbourne. How far did you get? All the way down to Miami or all the way up to Tallahassee? I think that's north.
Well, I have a closing on Wednesday that's on the outskirts of Orlando.
Wow.
I had another closing that was down south in Vero Beach. I've had one in Tampa. And I've had one in the Panhandle. I can't remember the city, but it was in the Panhandle of Florida.
So you're doing
that came from
you're closing loans. Excuse me for cutting you off. You're closing loans from your home office throughout the entire state of Florida.
Yes, I don't do well in an office setting. I get very distracted, so I'm nearly 100% work from home. Well, it's because this business is all online now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I started, I had a very big office because you had to meet people face to face back then. Nobody wants to do that anymore. Everything is online, so I'm nearly 100% work from home. So yes, I'm closing loans all over the state of Florida from my home office with my orange walls.
I love the orange walls. Okay, so
Thanks.
this has been a long video, so let's just recap. $41,000 in ROI, 8 additional realtor partners, and you're closing loans from these partners throughout the entire state, not just your local area.
That is correct.
That is awesome. So glad to have been a part of it. Is there anything you want to say, Wendy, to close the video? Close us out.
No, I mean, nothing I can think of other than, if anybody has any questions about, what I did or, what I talked about with the real estate agents, when I would connect with them over the phone, I'm happy to help. I mean, I picked a topic and with it, and I found it to be incredibly successful, and I'm still seeing benefit today. So if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me, call me, whatever you need to do. I'm happy to help.
How long do you think it's going to take until you take that 41, make it 100? Ballpark.
I'll probably turn that into 100 in a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that 41 turned into 100 a year from now. I'd be shocked if I didn't do that, actually.
So, smart investment, bad investment. Where are we?
Smart investment. Invest in yourself. It's the best investment you can make.
Invest in the systems and programs that will get you the at-bat or the shot the basket. And then from there, take that shot.
Absolutely.
All right, and that's exactly what you
Absolutely.
did. All right, Wendy,
Yep.
well, we're definitely going to talk because I just love chatting with you. But I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. And whoever watching this, look forward to speaking with you soon. Or if, Wendy just offered her advice. So, Wendy, it was awesome chatting with you on this video. Can't find the record stop button. There it is. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Talk to you soon.